Hello world, and welcome to the Common Sense Man's News and Talk Show here on this Friday, May 24th, 2019. A show where we discuss news from various news sources via the internet, discuss them in a common sense way, trying to bring the left and the right a little bit more together on just about everything you could possibly think of, because they are so far apart, it's ridiculous. Please subscribe to my channel, the Common Sense Men's News and Talk Show here on the YouTube. And let's get this thing started. We're going to start with Fox News like we usually do. And of course, they're usually off from all the other networks or whatever you want to call them, websites. They're usually totally off. And usually trying to stir up shit is what I call it. And this one is no different. Fox News, it's Climate Twister. There's a picture of AOC, which is Ocasio-Cortez, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She has just an evil look. She's like giving a speech or something. It says AOC called out by meteorologists after linking DC tornado warning to global warming. So he's saying no, that she doesn't know the difference between weather and global warming, blah, 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 climate change. So there it is. Why is that the number one thing on there on Fox News? I don't know, but they're stirring up shit because that's what they do better than any other site that I look at. And you know, CNN could be pretty much the same sometimes. And here it is: Trump falls for Pelosi trap. The House Speaker has spent the last 2 days provoking the president, who took the bait. This is an ongoing thing, so if you want to read about that, go ahead. But the big news is, and it's actually on CNBC, which is interesting because I think it affects a lot of things, and it should be the number one news on most other things, is Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK, is bowing out, resigns as the UK Prime Minister amid the Brexit crisis. So there you go. They're going to have to fill a new one for that Conservative Party, maybe by July. But that is the big news. USA Today has an interesting one: the altered video of Nancy Pelosi spreading across social media. There's a 2.5-3 minute clip that someone had slowed down very much, and so it sounds like she's drunk. It's hit 2 million views. Blah blah blah. Again, it's just, I don't know. When are we going to act like adults? These politicians act like kids. They do stupid shit. People do stupid shit. It's like, come on, man. Let's look out for the best interest of this country. Okay, the country. There you go. BBC: Theresa May quits. UK set for new PM. There you go. That's the big news. And that's going to have some effects. I mean, especially, you know, for us people who like to travel to Europe. I'm sure that's going to have effects over there. And here we go, MSNBC again. Nancy Pelosi always gets the best of Trump. President Trump continued to erupt Thursday night over House Speaker Pelosi, saying he threw a temper tantrum, going so far as to post a video edited to show her stammering during a press conference. But did Pelosi get the last word? Read about that on The Morning Joe, MSNBC. Going over to sports, a little bit of an upset yesterday. Toronto beat the Milwaukee Bucks. The Raptors beat them 105-99 to take a 3-2 lead. Wow, this is going to be interesting. Now it's going to go back to Toronto, and they have a chance to make their first finals in the history of their franchise. There you go. So if you're interested about that, check it out. Moving over to T to the M to the Z. This is usually news where, okay, you know, you're absolutely bored, your life is together, you have nothing better to do. And if you want to know, like, here's this one: Wendy Williams. Kevin Hunter says she's to blame for ruining the relationship with their son. So if you want to read about that, if you're really that concerned about them, people you don't know, then you go to TMZ. Charles Manson estate wants DNA test for man claiming to be grandson. There you go. That's a tough one to be able to claim his. They have a picture of Manson and him too there. So if you want to read about that, if you're interested in that, that's the guy's name's Jason Freeman. There's a picture of him, and I don't know, do they look alike? Who knows? But I didn't realize Charles Manson had a swastika tattooed right there. Interesting. So anyways, go to Travel Channel, TMZ on that. But going to the Travel Channel, here's an interesting one for all you flyers out there. The United American CEOs will be among the first to fly the 737 MAX 8 planes after 2 crashes. So Boeing has come out and said, hey, they fixed the software, they've got the simulators all dialed in, they're going to be putting these things back in operation, and United American said we'll be the first ones to get those suckers back in the air, the 737 MAX 8 planes. So that's it for all you travelers out there. And that's going to end it for this edition of the Common Sense Magazine Talk Show. But what we will do is go to our little Facebook quote. I like this one. This is a great one. It's a quote from Mark Twain. Mark Twain. It says, politicians and diapers must be changed often. and for the same reason. You get it? Full of shit. And there we go. We'll end it at that. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Happy Friday. Be nice to people. And you know what? Don't always pay attention to all this political shit, because that's all it is. It's a bunch of political shit. You really can't trust any politicians, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. That's how we grow up. Don't trust politicians. You cannot trust politicians. That's pretty much for both sides. Some are worse than others, but there you go. You heard it first.